YouTube, what is going on? Back with my latest video, back with an installment of Speculation Saturday. So gonna switch it up a little bit today. Instead of talking about pops I think are going to go up in value over time, I'm gonna talk about 5 pops I think that are extremely undervalued right now, that I think should be worth a whole lot more money. So I'm gonna get into these pops, give the reasons why I picked these, and yeah, I think it's gonna be interesting. So let's go and get right to it. Alright guys, before we get into this video, please smash that like button down below. Let me know you guys are enjoying these videos, and as always, if you're not subscribed to my YouTube channel, hit that subscribe button down below as well for updates on my most recent content, and hit that bell notification so you're alerted as soon as I post a new video. So like I said, I'm trying to switch it up a little bit today. Instead of talking about the pops that I think are going to go up in value over time, I'm going to talk about these 5 pops that I think are severely undervalued, and I think they definitely have potential to go up, but the difference with these is I don't have as much of a conviction that these ones are going to go up over time, except one I think is, or 2 are actually a surefire to go up, but the other 3, I think they're completely undervalued, and maybe the market just feels different than I do, and maybe I'm just biased about these. So let's get into the pops I think that are undervalued, but that I do think will have some appreciation value over time. So like I said, these 2 pops I'm going to talk about are still undervalued, but I think they have some room to grow for different reasons. The first pop that I think is completely undervalued is this one right here, Rita Repulsa. So I may have talked about her in the past, but I still want to stress that this is the pop you might want to get into your collection. Like I mentioned before in previous Speculation Saturdays videos, the Power Ranger pops are now vaulted. They will not be making any more Power Ranger pops. The ones that are out are the ones that are going to be produced. So this Rita Repulsa right here is starting to go up a little bit in value. I remember when I first got this pop, it was about a $6 to $8 pop. The pop price guide and Funko app price is showing around 14 bucks now. So starting to creep a little bit up in value, I think due to it being vaulted. But Rita Repulsa is the main villain on Power Rangers. Anybody who grew up watching Power Rangers knows Rita Repulsa as the main villain. And this pop is going to be something that, you know, Funko Pop collectors would like to have, but also Power Ranger collectors as well. Power Rangers is still going strong. They have a comic book out right now. There's still a fandom for Power Rangers, and I think people who like Power Ranger things might not even be Funko Pop collectors, but they're going to want stuff like this in their collection. And this Rita Repulsa is a dope looking figure. It looks just like her in the TV show, and it's definitely one I strongly recommend to get. Now there is a 2-pack with Rita and Lord Zed that also is you know, relatively cheap and undervalued. I think the app shows it's like 11 bucks, but some of them on eBay that I saw, I think there's only 1 or 2. I saw a couple for like 15 bucks. Rita and Zed are both stuff I would get. So if you find that 2-pack for a fair price, definitely can pull the trigger on that. But if you can't, the individual Rita Repulsa is definitely one you're gonna want and have in your collection. Can't stress it enough, this is definitely a good one to have. So up next, another pop I think you should get, and I think there is a good case it's going to go up in value over time just due to you know, other circumstances, is this Colossus right here. So the reason why I think this Colossus has not gone up in price and value is there is other versions of this character. The LA City or LA Comic Con, the metallic one from that dropped the Hot Topic for it. I think it's a nice pop, but I still gravitate and like this one more. It's the better looking one, it's vaulted, but for whatever reason this pop on the app, I think it's like a $6 pop. You can find it on eBay, Mercari maybe for maybe 8 bucks. I don't really see any for it 6 bucks, but this one's severely undervalued. I remember when I first got this pop in my collection, it was about a $20 pop, and I thought I had room to grow from there, but it seems to have cratered down a little bit. Not sure why, other than maybe that other different variation of the pop, but this one is a excellent one to have in your collection. This one is vaulted, and with the X-Men eventually going to get their own movie in the Marvel Universe, I think this pop's gonna have a lot of room to grow. Colossus has already been in the Deadpool movie, so he's definitely a character they've already started to make. He looked cool in the movies, and you know, I think this is definitely one to get into your collection. if you're an X-Men or Marvel fan, it's time to buy. It's $6 to $8. You can't beat that for a well-known X-Men for that price. And yeah, it's vaulted, so you can't beat that. So this is definitely one I suggest to get in your collection. And if you get this one or the Rita, I can definitely see them going up over time, and you're not gonna have to pay too much money to get it. So there you go. Second pop to get is Colossus from X-Men. All right, so like I said, the next three I want to talk about, I don't really know if these ever going to go up in price, but they're all extremely undervalued. And they definitely have the potential to go up over time. So let's get into those. So up first we have one that maybe I'm a little biased about, but I still think it's severely underrated, severely underpriced, and for any Disney collector, it's definitely one that would get into your collection right away because it's such a cool character, it's a cool pop, and it's not expensive at all. And that is Turbo. So I was very excited to get this pop into my collection. Turbo was the main villain on Wreck-It Ralph. King Candy, it's a little bit of a spoiler alert if you guys haven't seen the movie. So if you haven't seen it, skip through this part. But King Candy right back there, he's like a $90 pop, I believe, or $100. King Candy and Turbo are the same person. And for whatever reason, Turbo has not gotten the same kind of treatment as the rest of these Funko Pops have as far as appreciation and value. Fix-It Felix is a little bit cheap. That's because there's a second version of him. But Turbo is the main villain on the movie. And this one's only going for about $10. And this one's been vaulted for years and has never gone up in value. Now, I know Turbo's not a very popular character in like the Disney universe, but Wreck-It Ralph is a popular movie. And I think more people that get into the movie, more people that are trying to complete the Disney collections, Turbo definitely is a cool looking pop. Not many pops look like that. It's an old school looking one. And you know, with it being a $10 price point, I think everyone who's a Disney collector should get this into their collection. The reason why I think it hasn't gone up is, like I said, I don't think he's a very popular character. He's not only in the movie for a short bit of time, but he's the main villain in the movie. So I definitely think he's very, very undervalued at $10. I'm surprised it's not like a $30 pop. Not saying he should be the same price as King Candy, but definitely can see him being like a $30 pop. Now, I don't know if that will happen just because of this popularity for him, but definitely one if you're looking to complete your Disney collection. One to get, a $10 vaulted old pop from 2013 is one to have in your collection. So first suggestion I have if you're looking for an undervalued pop to add to your collection is Turbo from Wreck-It Ralph. Alright, so this next pop is one that I'm completely blown away, has not skyrocketed in price in the last year. If I was going to go out on a limb, I would say this is probably Funko's best Funko Pop they've made in the last year or two as far as quality and build of the pop. And that is Kang and Kodos from Simpson's Treehouse of Horror. For anybody that has this pop in their collection, you know what I'm talking about. This pop stands out and it looks amazing in person. So this is like, it's a 2-pack, but it's almost like a 6-inch pop 2-pack. These pops are huge. I know most 2-packs pops aren't that big. They're the regular like 4-inch pops. These are pretty big, and the quality on this one, on both of the pops, are amazing. I don't know why this pop has not skyrocketed in value. This is only going for about $50 right now. So the only thing I can think about why it didn't go up is a GameStop exclusive. GameStop's pops tend to have a big stock of quantity out there, and this pop also did restock I think once or twice. But nonetheless, it's still a San Diego Comic-Con pop. It is still a glow-in-the-dark pop. It's still a very popular property with Simpsons and the two very popular characters in Kang and Kodos with the Treehouse of Horror. Now this pop could definitely go up in value over time, but right now it's been staying at that like $50 mark since its initial release. And if you don't have this pop in your collection, regardless if it's going to go up in value over time, I strongly suggest you to get it. It'd be one of the best pops in your collection. It's one of my favorites, and I just am shocked that this one has not become a grail, because most times 2-packs tend to have more value over time. They tend to go up more than the 4-inch pops do for whatever reason. And I'm looking right now at Mr. Hyde and Bugs Bunny I have in my collection and how that's going up in value over time. And I can't believe this Kang and Kodos hasn't had the same kind of treatment. So it could come down to quantity number, supply versus demand. but nonetheless, this is a pop you're going to want to have in your collection, and definitely want to pull the trigger on before it potentially gets too late. Alright, and last but not least, we have this final pop. This is the one I'm going to show you guys, but you cannot really go wrong with any in this line, because I definitely think they're all undervalued, and that is the Game of Thrones exclusive pops. So I'm showing you right now the Beyond the Wall Jon Snow, but you really couldn't go wrong with any of the vaulted or exclusive Game of Thrones pops. Once that last episode of Game of Thrones hit, all the Game of Thrones pops they plummeted. They went straight down. The show, last season was horrible, and the Game of Thrones pops kind of took a hit from that as well. I think that they are all undervalued, because eventually people are going to get over that heartbreak of that last season, last episode, and remember how great of a show Game of Thrones was. And then the prices are going to start going back up. Especially if there's a good spin-off of the show, people are going to go back into the series, try to get the old pops, and by that time they're all vaulted. The supply is, not as available, and I think these eventually may have potential to go back up. But if they don't go back up and you're a Game of Thrones fan, now's the time to get them. I remember all these pops, this Jon Snow, I have a few other Game of Thrones pops. I have Renly Baratheon back there. At one point, Renly was like $400. Now, there are a lot of fakes of Renly out there, so that's kind of what made the price go down initially, but still, it's like $100-something pop now. And that's because of the demand for Game of Thrones stuff just kind of cratered. But eventually, I think it could be a popular property again, and if you're a fan, now's the time to scoop up all these Game of Thrones exclusives while they're on sale, essentially. And you'll have a good collection for a cheaper price, and if it happens to go up in value over time, then great. But I think all these Game of Thrones pops are highly undervalued. I think this pop's like $70 now on the app, and I remember at one point it being like $100-something pop. So everything's on sale for Game of Thrones fans right now. If you can get over the last season, pull the trigger, get some of them to your collection. Anything vaulted or exclusive is pretty much on sale right now, and definitely ones I would suggest to pick up. So, again guys, I think those last three are all things that have potential, but nothing really moving them right now. But definitely things I think you should get into your collection if you're a fan of those properties. But definitely the Rita and Colossus I would definitely add to your collection now before it's too late. So, let me know what you think about these pops. Let me know if you like this little change up as far as pops that should be grails that aren't. And let me know what you think about this segment in general. Thanks so much, appreciate it guys. This does take me a little bit longer to put together and do some research to put together, so if you can, please smash that like button down below. Let me know you appreciated this. If you're not already subscribed to my YouTube channel, hit the subscribe button down below. And if you're not already following me on Instagram, follow me there at ThePopSavage so you can stay connected on there as well. Thank you so much for watching guys. Until next time, I'll see you later.